Come to this public hearing for the purpose of hearing the request to transfer restaurant liquor license. So I'll turn it over to James to give us the ground rules and swear anybody in who needs to get this.
Okay, we're here for the public hearing for the intermunicipal transfer of liquor license number R-47233 for CPLE Inc., 3905 East Market Street, York, PA. Attorney Shannon, you'll be presenting the case on behalf of.
I will be on behalf of CPLE Inc. and the individual testifying.
Okay, if I could have you raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, any other witnesses that you want to swear in?
You know, then what it says.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over to the chair to start the proceeding and then present your case, and there'll be questions from the board, and then any public comment that or questions that come about. We'll go from there.
So you can come up now and present the request.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Shanaman. I'm with CPA Law Firm. This is Terry Brenneman. He is the president of CPLE Inc., who is the applicant of this request for the intermunicipal transfer of the restaurant liquor license. We propose to remove, well, the applicant proposes to move the restaurant liquor license R-47233 into Springersbury Township to use in connection with the bowling alley over at Laser Alleys, which is at 3905 East Market Street. As you will hear tonight, the applicant has substantial experience running several bowling alleys, all with liquor licenses, including Laser Alleys, which is currently serving liquor on a brew pub license over there now, and previously sold alcohol at the same location under an R license or a restaurant license. The applicant proposes no change in operations to the current licensed premises. Explain that. Well, I'll have Terry explain that in his testimony. So we're here now to present the testimony of Mr. Brenneman and everything in support of the request to transfer. So unless anyone has questions at this time, I'm going to go ahead and get Terry's testimony on the record. Terry, could you please give your name and spell it?
Terry Brenneman, TerryBrenneman.
What is your position with CPLE Inc., the applicant?
I'm the owner and president.
And how many years have you worked with CPLE Inc.?
Since 1999.
Which is when was it created?
Now, bowling alley I've had since 1988. And the lounge we opened in 1999.
I'm going to go back up and discuss a little bit of background about the operations of Laser Alleys and Porky's Pub, which are both operated there at 3905 East Market Street. So who is the current owner of the property located at 3905 East Market Street?
Well, I am under Colony Park Lanes.
And how long has Colony Park Lanes owned that property?
1988.
And what's your current role in Colony Park Lanes East?
I'm the president of it.
And have you been in that same role since Colony Park Lanes purchased that property?
Yes.
And how has Colony Park Lanes East used the property at 3905?
As bowling center and lounge.
And to the best of your recollection, when did you first start selling the alcoholic beverages at the lounge on that property?
In 1999.
And in 1999, did you get a liquor license then?
Yes, I purchased, they call it an R license, restaurant license.
And so then what happened to the R license?
I sold that in 2021. And then I put in a brew pub, which I'm a satellite operation of Funk Brewing Company.
And what's the current status of your relationship with Funk Brewery?
Well, we're still operating under their license, but unfortunately, they're going out of business.
And so if Funk goes out of business under the brew pub license, you won't have the ability to serve liquor in the bowling alley.
That's correct.
Is your ability to serve alcohol important to the continued financial success of your bowling alley?
Yes, it is. That's been part of our business. What brings a lot of people in and relax and have a drink. It's a big part of the business.
Thank you. I'm going to talk a little bit now about the operations of Corky's Pub, if this application and the operations that would happen in Corky's if this application is approved. And ultimately, if the PLCB approves the transfer of the liquor license. Will there be any material or noticeable changes to the way you operate Corky's between now and when you start to operate on the new restaurant license?
No, we pretty much seen,
And who will the manager of Corky's be for the licensing purposes?
it'd be my wife, Joanne.
And was Joanne the manager under the first restaurant license that you've had
No, she wasn't. She was, she's been the manager at Farms.
at Funds?
And so I continued that for a while. My plans are to eventually bring someone else in.
This is a question for the board. I was going to now walk Mr. Brenneman through the answers he gave to the application so that the responses could be on the record, unless he would like to handle it some other way.
Is there a need?
I don't think there's a need as long as the application's put in place and it's. been-
Okay. So we'll skip those. Save everybody some time.
Thank you.
All right. Then I'm just gonna have a few more questions. How many employees do you have at Corky's now, approximately?
Okay.
And do you plan on changing that or making any material changes to the number of employees?
We'll probably increase by about 3.
Okay, and your parking lot is lit at night, is that correct?
Yes.
And can you just real quickly tell the board how many other bowling alleys with licensed liquor establishments you've owned in your career?
Well, one time in 7 bowling centers and they all had liquor license.
Are there any questions from the board or exhibitors?
Don?
Well, then I would first move for the admission into evidence of the applications, materials and exhibits. And I would lastly just argue, this is about as low stakes as the request could get for an intermunicipal transfer. He's already been there serving a reputable businessman. He's not making any changes to the operations. He's not making any changes to the footprint. This is really more of kind of a wrinkle, so to speak, of the way the PLCB does its licensing and upon going out of business. Mr. Brenneman obviously wants to continue to be a productive business member in Spring Ferry Township, and the liquor license is gonna kind of necessary for him to be able to continue to do that. And that is, I think we've made our case, and we would ask that you grant the request to transfer the restaurant liquor license in intermunicipal transfer into Spring Ferry Township.
Okay, thank you for the testimony. Anybody, any questions? So at this time, I'd like to open up the floor to public comment. If anyone on Zoom would like to comment on this, please click the raise hand button to be recognized. Anybody in the audience have an interest? All right, seeing and hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.